Hello and thanks for checking out this video. My name is Rachel and you're watching The Sailing Siren. I'm a freediving instructor and I'm currently training freediving in Eilat, Israel with Aharon Solomons. As I only have a month to train, it seems kind of unrealistic to be training depth as I've been away from the ocean this summer. My goals are to get an assessment of my current skills and technique, get a few new tools in my arsenal to be able to teach freediving concepts to new students, and then also train free immersion and no fins. Over the next few videos, I'm hoping to share with you my first experience with coaching, as well as share a few tips with you that might make your next depth training trip go more smoothly. In this video, however, I'm going to talk with you about tips to minimize equalization issues prior to your freediving vacation, and I'm also going to talk to you about what to expect when diving with a nose clip for the first time. I'm looking forward to taking you with me, and I hope you learn a little bit along the way as well. If you watched my last video, you'll see that I went from dry training in Las Vegas while working as a circus performer to taking a grueling 40-hour trip to reach Eilat. I am currently sleeping under the stars on the rooftop of Eilat Dive Hostel. I started each morning by running or riding from Eilat Dive Hostel to Aharon's house, where we would have a dive briefing, sometimes over coffee. We then drove down to Aquasport, where we had shore access to around 30 meters of depth. The waters around this time of year are 24 or 25 degrees Celsius. To access the depth, you have to swim out a few minutes over a sandy bottom full of garden eels and a fun concrete pipe to swim through at 5 meters depth. Over the first few sessions, Aharon coached me on 3 things that were previously unfamiliar to me: diving with a nose clip, empty lung diving, also known as RV diving, and cheek fill equalization. While I did make some progress at the start, I was initially limited by 3 things. The first was a lack of familiarity and comfort with nose clips. The second was no prior experience with empty lung diving. And the third was equalization issues. If you'll recall from earlier videos, the start of my freediving career was full of equalization problems, and you can check out those videos in the video description below. Aharon and I have recorded some in-depth conversations about empty lung diving and why you should care about it, and I'll be uploading that within the next few weeks. One of Aharon's first tasks when he gets a new coaching student is to assess their equalization technique, and within the first few dive sessions, he found 2 potential problems which you might want to check yourself for: incomplete equalizations due to technique and post-nasal drip. When you don't get complete equalizations, you can actually predispose yourself to squeezes and blocks. Here are 3 signs and checks that will let you know that something is going funky with your Frenzel. After a few equalizations during the first few meters of your dive, are you still feeling a buildup of pressure that is only relieved by a more forceful equalization? Do you notice equalization issues later in your dive sessions that weren't there before? This could be an increase of wheezing sounds either on the way up or down, or you could get blocked up or unable to equalize towards the end. Okay, technique check. So here is a check that you can do in the comfort of your own home that will let you know that you're doing Frenzel correctly. Pinch your nose and equalize with your mouth open. Ensure that your nasal passages are inflating, you hear a gentle pop in your ears, and make sure that your diaphragm isn't moving. Look inside your mouth with a light while you equalize. Is your tongue relaxed in your mouth, or is it pushing up against your teeth? If you can do this dry, but you have issues doing this in the water, it may be because you're unconsciously changing your technique. Make sure that you get comfortable with the position of your jaw and your tongue while you're looking in your mouth, and once you're familiar with how it feels, try it while inverted. There are more in-depth videos on Frenzel technique out there, so I'm not really going to go into it too much in depth here. I have included some links in the video description below if you're interested and want to learn more. The second issue that Aharon suspected in me was an issue with post-nasal drip. Irritation of the lining in a freediver's sinuses and mucus can cause blockages in the sinuses and eustachian tubes. With only a month to train, I couldn't afford losing time, so just like in my instructor internship, I went back to sinus rinses, avoiding dairy and alcohol, and taking a series of over-the-counter medications to minimize the effects of suspected allergies. Some common medications that I've seen doctors recommend overseas include antihistamines, a decongestant called pseudoephedrine, guaifenesin, which is a mucus thinner, and the last one is fluticasone, which is a corticosteroid nasal spray. Please, please, please talk to a doctor or a pharmacist about the health considerations for not taking these medications. but having these medications in your travel kit and knowing how to use them may save you the hassle of trying to find them overseas. It's also important to note that pseudoephedrine may need a prescription depending on where you're traveling, so it wouldn't hurt to have a doctor's note or prescription saying that you're authorized to have this medication in your possession. Okay, so has your brain gone numb with all the equalization information? Let's move on. The nose clip. There are a few different brands of nose clips out there, but the one that I use is the Octopus nose clip, and I've included links in the video description below. The nose clip is an incredibly useful tool because it allows you to equalize without using your hands, which is useful for free immersion and CNF. And on top of that, it also allows you to conserve some precious air in your lungs because you're not using it to equalize a mask. I had my first experience diving with a nose clip for the first time during my SSI Level 2 course, and I was absolutely convinced that they were colorful little torture devices that I could live without. Some of my biggest issues diving with the nose clip for the first time were equalizing and having little bubbles escape. You need to clamp that thing down way tighter than you think. And the second thing is getting comfortable with decreased visibility as you're no longer diving with a mask. If you're curious about getting into competitions, really take advantage of diving with a nose clip in your freediving courses under instructor supervision. Okay, that is all I have for now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Stay tuned because in the next video, I'm going to take you with me to the Dead Sea on one of my rest days. The Dead Sea is 10 times saltier than the ocean, so I'm curious to see if it's possible to do a duck dive, and the Dead Sea is rapidly disappearing. Stay tuned if you want to see me try and duck dive in the Dead Sea. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for any time I post a new video. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!